For the past year or so, my life had been filled with misfortune. My boss fired me from my job after a small accident. And just like that, I lost my only source of income. After that happened, I began to feel extremely lost in life. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't predict what was in store for me, so I decided to find out. Hoping for some sort of miracle, I visited a small little psychic shop on the side of the road. A bell rang as I opened the door leading to the shop, and the smell of burning candles entered my lungs. "Welcome, dear customer," a voice shouted from afar. Looking over, a woman with silver hair and hazel skin appeared before me, with a sinister smile decorating her face. Something felt unusual about her, but I guess that was just part of her psychic gimmick. "I take it you're here for a reading. Please take a seat," the woman insisted as she led me to a table with the crystal ball placed in the middle. My first impression of her was that she was definitely not completely sane, but since I was already there, it wouldn't hurt to see what she had to say. I asked her what she saw in store for me, and then she pressed her face extremely close to her crystal ball. "In your near future, you should stay away from other women," she claims, as if she had actually seen something in her crystal ball. I waited, as if I had expected her to say something more, but the only thing that came out of her mouth was, "You may leave now." I knew it was a scam from the beginning, but I had at least expected her to give me a little false hope. "Thanks for nothing," I grumbled as I paid her. She only smiled back at me. "You'll be back. They always come back." While waiting at the bus stop, I scolded myself for believing in something so fake. Sitting on a bench in front of the bus stop was a woman. I recalled what the psychic had told me about women, and oddly enough, I decided to not sit next to her. Just minutes later, another person arrived and took the seat next to her. I watched them out of the corner of my eye, but nothing seemed to happen. I rolled my eyes, questioning why I ever believed such a made-up fortune. The woman spilled coffee all over the man next to her. I was shocked. Was the psychic real? Or was this just a coincidence? Shaking my head, I took one look back at the woman, and deep down I knew what my answer was. With that, I walked back to the psychic's shack. Before I could even knock, she opened the door and smiled at me. "I told you so, didn't I?" We took a seat back at her table, and she told me another fortune using her crystal ball. "You should walk home today." I sat in front of her dumbfounded, but she just gave me a look that said, "I tell no lies." Grumbling, I paid her once again and walked out. It was chilly outside, which made it extremely tempting to just wait at a bus stop. Instead, I listened to her words and continued to push through the terrible weather. After walking for about half an hour, I was cursing the psychic. What happened at the bus stop was definitely just a coincidence, and what I was doing now was just foolish. Passing by a dark alleyway, I heard a scream. Biting my lip, I used my phone flashlight to uncover the darkness. My phone revealed a man getting robbed before my very eyes. I thought quickly and just started hitting the thief with my bag, until he thought the man's belongings weren't worth it and just took off. While catching his breath, the man thanked me. I still couldn't figure out why the psychic asked me to walk home, until I saw the man's face. In shock, I recognized him as my old boss. I guess he felt grateful for me, or maybe he just pitied me, but he ended up giving my job back after we talked for a bit. I was enthusiastic. After that, I returned back to the psychic almost every day. The strange woman told me the secrets on how to become successful, and slowly she became my secret weapon. Then one day, she asked me to do an unusual task. Go to this address, and make sure the person who sleeps there never wakes up again. After all the good fortune the psychic had given me, I felt like I was compelled to do it. She was basically asking me to commit a crime. But this was the sort of crime that could never be forgiven. I was hesitant, but the psychic had never given me bad advice ever. Following my gut, I left, deciding to follow her words. That night, I returned home with blood all over my body. I found police waiting for me at my doorstep. The first thought that went through my mind was that the psychic definitely snitched on me. I screamed and shouted at the men as they dragged me away, telling them the stories of the psychic who had tricked me. The police officers looked at each other strangely. Finally, one of them spoke up. There isn't a psychic shack on the side of the road. It's an abandoned church.